Albinism Day. And to discuss this day further, we are now joined right here in the studio by Patrick Wadula. Patrick is the chairperson of the Albinism Society of South Africa. Patrick, good afternoon. Nice to chat to you once again. First of all, can you just walk us through the main challenges that people with albinism are facing, firstly here in South Africa?
It's not only here in South Africa. I think it's a global-wide challenge. And this is, first of all, in understanding why people who look like myself are different from everybody else. To get to understand why my skin color is this white, as opposed to if I was Indian, that texture of Indian color, if I was black, with the black skin, if I was white, to have certain features, you know, of being more like a European. That's a challenge which a lot of people are faced with, is because they do not understand the issue of where does this come from, and it's the issue of pigmentation. Other challenges are related to health issues. Here, it is the issue of eyesight. People with albinism are short-sighted. We do not see far. That's why, in most instances, you see a lot of people wearing glasses. Other than that, because of our less pigmentation in terms of melanin, we don't have that skin that is able to absorb and protect the skin from sunlight. And so our skin burns very easily, and also it irritates the skin once your skin burns. So the assumption that, well, we don't want to do certain jobs, we keep ourselves indoors, it's because our skin is very sensitive to sunlight, let alone our eyesight as well. Because of the melanin, our eyesight is very, very sensitive to bright light. And thereby, most people, you see them wearing glasses or tinted glasses or sunglasses when they are in the sun. And these are most of the challenges which even some health professionals are able not to understand. And when we go to education, I mean, it's Youth Month. We look at students in schools. We get a lot of young children dropping out of school at grade 8, grade 9. Some of them don't even reach matric because of the challenges of the teachers, you know, and the principals not understanding the sort of things that a child with albinism faces.
Yes, but if you look at the African context, Patrick, particularly in East Africa, there's been what we could only term persecution, if not killings and murders of people like you. What is at the core of this, and what can countries and communities do to educate their peers?
It's a tough one. It's very sad as well in terms of what is going on in other countries. I mean, I can tell you myself, at times I fear going to some of these countries because, you know, there's still those barbaric elements that actually happen in there, and it's all based on some myths and legends where people think that, well, if you chop an arm of a person with albinism, you'll get some luck, you'll be blessed with riches, you'll be able to get a job, you'll be able to be healed of some illness of others even speak of AIDS, for example. So it becomes very traumatic because this happens in very remote and rural areas where it is very difficult for health professionals and a lot of people to actually do something about it. But since the United Nations declared albinism as a disability, this was a few years back. Last year in November, the General Assembly proclaimed and adopted that International Day of Albinism awareness should be on the 13th of June, which is today. And this is whereby now, on a day like this, a lot of people have to be educated, a lot of people have to understand what albinism is. Why am I, you know, a person in this nature, and what should be done about it?
And very quickly before we end, do you see communities responding positively to that kind of education?
Yes, if only it is there. Now, I mean, the Albinism Society is there to actually help and assist to build self-esteem for people with albinism, and then be there to educate communities through, the health departments, the schools and communities. Unfortunately, it's so difficult for just one organization to do this. So we are getting assistance from the government and also from some private parties who are also, interested in assisting us because they understand the issue.
All right, Patrick Wadula, we have to end it there. Thank you so much for your time. That was Patrick Wadula there, the chairperson of the Albinism Society of South Africa.